Welcome back, everyone. And for today, I'm going to be testing Fiebing's edge dressing on a pair of shoes. And also I'm going to compare it a little bit to Allen Edmonds edge dressing. The Fiebing's is in brown, whereas the Allen Edmonds is in the chili brown. I'm going to go through all the steps I went through to complete this simple project. So you're going to hear a little bit of background noise because I was outside in my backyard, and you're going to hear things that were going on in the neighborhood. But here's what I did. So I first started with this mouse sander, and I would caution anyone who hasn't done this before, you might want to put something around the upper of the shoes to protect it. I'm not doing it in this case because I've done this many times and I'm familiar with how to do this, but you risk cutting the upper, and you definitely don't want to do that if you're not used to using this type of sander on the shoe edges. So you just sand the best you can the outsole and the midsole, but you want to be a little bit careful around the welt because you don't want to damage that too much, because that's really important for the future of the shoe unless you are planning to replace the welt. And then once you're done sanding, you just give it a nice good brush. And then you go on to using the dressing. Now, with this edge dressing, I do not use the little dauber thing that they include. I prefer using a paintbrush because you're going to not waste the product. If you use what they give you, it just is very wasteful, and you're probably going to end up getting it on places where you don't want it to be. I highly recommend just using a small paintbrush like this. And then it's very simple. You just try to do it as evenly as possible, trying to not overdo it. Just build up a nice little finish on it. And then once you're done, I recommend just taking a cotton cloth or shirt, just do a gentle wipe and remove any excess that might be on there. And because this Fiebings dressing doesn't have as much of a shine to it, I'm going to add just a little bit of Allen Edmonds neutral dressing to the shoes. This will also help further protect them from any kind of damage in the future. And then just wipe that down just like you did previously. And now they're about done. I think I didn't do as great of a job on the left shoe because you can see it's a little bit darker in some spots on the heel stack. This is no big deal. I can go back and fix this later if I want. But the overall color I think looks really nice. I like this lighter shade of brown a little bit more than the Allen Edmonds chili, but some of you might prefer the Allen Edmonds chili dressing. And here's a comparison of the heel stacks. On the left side is Allen Edmonds and on the right is the Fiebings dressing. I also tried this on my Cambridge shoes, and for whatever reason it just turned out so much better on this pair. I don't know why. I guess the quality of the sole is better. But you can see very clearly that the Fiebings dressing just looks a lot better on this pair for whatever reason. I also used it on this pair of green shell strands, and I thought it turned out pretty well on these. I actually just sold this pair a few weeks ago to somebody you guys might know, the Elegant Oxford. It turned out that he is this size. There's kind of a long story behind this pair, but these were a little bit too big for me, and I figured that they should probably go to a good home of someone who can actually wear them a lot. So he's now the owner of these strands. And last but not least, I used it on this pair of factory second university shoes. These came with a lot of little damage on the midsole and the welt. You can see it here. Again, just using a small paintbrush, I added just a little bit of this Fiebings dressing to the midsole and welt areas, and it made the shoes look a lot better. You can't see all the damage that was there previously. So for my next video, I'm going to be looking at Cheaney shoes for the first time. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.